Thanks for staying with us. Joining us on the show is Professor Samuel Odewunmi, the Dean, School of Transport at the Lagos State University, LASU. He will be discussing the lingering Apapa Gridlock that has been one of the biggest contributors to our economy as a country. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Professor Samuel. So first of all, I would like you to help us x-ray the problem of Apapa Gridlock. So we have, she's from that axis, and almost every day on the show, she laments about what happens on that axis, what the residents are going through. Can you tell us exactly what the problems are?
Yeah, thank you. But before I do that, let me do what people call banter.
Okay, Go ahead, sir.
It was my wife that introduced me to the program.
Oh.
And I've loved it for a long time.
Oh, welcome, sir.
I was pained when they moved it to from 9, because if I miss it in the morning, I won't miss it. But later, we now can catch it on. You are doing a great job.
Thank you, sir.
Then
Thank you, Ma.
I send my heartfelt condolence to Murayo on the demise of our mom. We wish her fortitude and the family to bear the loss. And we wish our spirit to wake up in joyful activity.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Well, about Apapa Gridlock, you will allow me to rant too. It's also another of you do that very frequently. And, she's representing us very well.
Yeah, she is.
Anybody living in that axis and you have flesh and blood and you know what is being wasted and the agony people go through every day, you cannot but lament like she's doing. You see, I will call out 3 people on the first instance as part of my lamentation or my ranting. I will call our dear governor, Sanwo-Olu, that Apapa Gridlock was part of his campaign. And immediately he was sworn in.
90 days. That
was one of his first port of call. He went there and he assured the nation, and Lagos State in particular, that he will do all it takes to clear that gridlock. Because a lot is at stake. We'll get to that. Just about a few months ago, he went back there. And because you could see visibly that he was frustrated, and he said, with this particular instance, after this, we will name and shame those who are making things impossible. So my first question is, what happened?
Where is the name?
Where are the names? Where is the shame? Because this is something we cannot just surrender. If you are talking about price of things, how can a nation have a situation where all you do is import and you are not exporting anything? Some few months ago, they shut down export for 3 weeks.
Wow.
And currently, you allow about 500 or 300 containers to come in. On a daily basis, you are able to clear them. You are not able to clear 30 to go out.
So they go back empty?
Tokwe is in cashew business. I think if she's here today, she will tell you what they are experiencing to get their cashew outside. These are the things that will help the Naira.
Yes.
Yet, we are not, we seem just not to be bothered. So, the governor, this is not something you can just surrender and say, this is the way. You have to. When I send people on errand, and I must mention, I left my deanship about 2 months ago. Professor Charles Aseneme is now the dean. I was dean for about 6-7 years. So people still always call, even the dean calls me the dean. So now, that is that. The governor got Tony Fayinka, his essay, to tackle that problem. We will get to that. So I will rest with the governor that this is not something you can surrender. Number 2 person I will call out is the Minister of Transport. He himself has tackled that problem. He came, when the president visited the place about maybe a few months ago, they cleared the place. So he himself said, and I've said, so this thing is doable.
Yes.
If you can clear this place, it means there is something mischief or deliberate action to frustrate the success of clearing this place.
Yes.
So I will call him out. The acting MD now, that he should not confirm him. In fact, actually, he should give him a mandate that for us to confirm you as the substantive MPMG, you have to clear this particular, that is your assignment.
Yeah.
And I will repeat, when we are talking, people don't know the extent of the importance, because that's the truth, the esophagus of the country.
The economy.
Everything goes in there, and that is the only way the economy can survive. Then I call on, army chief is usually not easily frustrated. So I find it funny. We had a National Council on Transportation in Abuja. This came up, and I had a chat with the permanent secretary. They have two ladies who are helping the minister now, Dr. Madeline Ajani and Dr. Mercy Ilori. You know where women are, they tend to move things. They are really, I said, look, what about this? They said they came to Lagos to spend out a week to study, and the Saraki is also the female minister that is handling that. So now, that is for the minister. That's the last person I'm calling out is the president. Corruption is one of his critical pillars of governance. We are spending a whole lot of money to go and exhume dead issues of corruption. But here is corruption today doing catwalk.
Currently.
Doing catwalk naked with high heel.
Hey.
Between my two and Apapa. We will go into the details. We will mention where they are collected, about 14 points.
Well, we'll break it down, sir. We'll break it down, sir. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, this conversation continues. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Still on the Apapa Gridlock, Miriam had a question.
Yes. Okay, so this problem, we have seen many times different interventions that have been, applied to that situation. And sometimes it starts off like it's about to work, and then in a few days or a few weeks, it collapses. We had the chairman of the Truckers Association come in the last time, and one thing he kept saying was human interference, especially as regards to the call-up system. Could you please break that down for us?
I watched it. See, let me first of all give how things should be.
Okay.
Then how it is being sabotaged. As a professor, I've taken a research from Telfon on part of Apapa Gridlock. When Okwefa was about to do his PhD, he did it with me. I supervised him. I said, please do your PhD on this Apapa. But he said for political reasons, he cannot be doing that work and be doing his research there. You see, whether you do it manually or digitally, they are now on digital formats. So let me stay with that. The idea is like you kill some people outside Lagos. Okay. Stay at Ogere, stay at Ijebu-Remo, stay at Ibadan. Don't come in yet. Then when they register on that platform, like a normal platform. If you go to ShopRite, they will give you a ticket. And it is the barcode that when you pay that allows you to go. Yeah, so those things are programmed. That not only that they give you a barcode to pass, they will now give you that barcode series so that it will tally with the capacity of the port to put trumfire. That is how many containers can we take a day. So that is the number that should come.
Yeah.
Now, then when they now get to Festac or Jaw and all that, they will now move those that are going to be attended to next to what they call pre-gate.
Yes.
Okay.
That is close to the gate. Yes, you have Lily Pond, you have one or two other ones. So that is like the standby mode, where immediately you get there, you know your way straight to. Now, if there is no Nigerian factor that we know, if there is no huge corruption that we are having, when they know that, look, we have social number at the pre-gate, So they will be calling them in to enter in the same sequence, synchronized with the operation of the port. So that there will be no need for, look, I have capacity for 10. In the next 1 hour, I will have another capacity. Let them be filing in that sequence. That is the plan. And that was what it was being done manually before, which could still work. But because we expected that we remove human interference in the sense that the barcode, if you don't have it, the gate will not open for you. You will not be able to go in. Now, that is the job. But how are Nigerians now sabotaging it? Now, there are fake Eto now in town. And with the conspiracy of those at the gate, they allow the fake Eto to go in.
Wow.
So then, two, there are those that are genuine Eto barcode, but they are not actually coming in. They sell those barcodes to other people.
Wow.
I don't know how old were you when the days of contract racket or petrol subsidy racket. I will go and get an invoice for a contract. I can't handle it. I will give it to somebody who will operate. So barcode is being on a racket.
Sold.
And nobody can exonerate those are what we call the back end.
Of course.
That is those who are generating those barcodes. So without giving, during the day, they will now call you as legitimate barcode holder to online. You get to Lily Pond, that is pre-gate. Then you will not be sleeping there. Now in the dead of the night, they now call all those RNG. They now fill up the place. Then they now mock those at the pre-gate. I say, sit down there. Look, me, I've gone, I'm out. You, mister, and what do these people come through the illegal route? Between my two, there are about 14 at the last count. And then nobody say, give us evidence. Tell them, it's difficult to wake up those who are pretending to sleep. You can only wake up those who are genuinely asleep. Sleeping. They are pretending they don't know. I will announce that, at least let me make 6, that people can go there. That's why I said it is doing catwalk, naked, feasible, with high heel. So you know it can't run.
And shoulders high.
And shoulders high. And it means it is serious impunity that nothing can happen.
Can be done.
We at Orile there, they will collect money. After Orile, there is Cifas Gate. They call around 10,000 there. Then after Cifas Gate, they have the top total. I mean, they are collecting around another 10,000 there. Then after total, they have Leventis. They are collecting around 5,000 there. Until they get to the main gate, they collect around 10,000 or even more. There is they work control Orita issue. Where they collect about 20,000 or more. This needs not any investigation. There are camera recordings. There are a lot of... What do you do? In fact, a particular one was stated by the guy that came last time, that Hassan, that, look, they are collecting 11,000. Then the acting MD said, no, I don't know about it. It's not, they now say, look, this is the account we are paying in. Exactly. Record the owner of the account.
Exactly.
And the name came up. Now they've now legitimized that the money.
Whoa.
So, look, that's why whatever we are doing, we really have to address the biggest elephant in the room. Because let me tell you, people, the money that is going home on a daily basis between that my two and the port is so huge that they can frustrate just anybody. But in the past, when we had this experience in the 70s, General Gawan called on Colonel Adekunle, was then a colonel, to clear what we call cement armada. It was that we were importing cement anyhow, because we were going into reconstruction after the war. So the head of state had to call on a crazy black scorpion, and he did it. Similarly, when Obasanjo saw that Abuja was being messed up completely, he asked in the said, look, I need a madman
to
that
handle
I will
this.
give all executive support. That is a little intelligent, a little smart. He knows what to do, and he will go and do it no matter whose horse is God. Rufai said, send me. I will do it. And it cleared Abuja. It cleaned Abuja. That's what I'm telling the governor, the minister, and Mr. President. In fact, for me, nobody can tell me anybody is fighting corruption when there is corruption alive and well.
Nima.
So now, because I live there, I see the developments over time. Usually, before in the past, it was the entire stretch of Badagry Expressway service lane. I will just be sitting endlessly in traffic because trucks are parked and they're heading towards Apapa, Mile 2, verging through the Mile 2 seaports, what's it called?
Jetty
there. And
they do that one they call batching.
Yes.
Sometimes they use boats to carry
it straight to Apapa. So now, along the entire lagoon stretch, Kirikiri to Ojo to Abule Osun, now you have virgin happening on the water. I don't know how deep that is, but it's happening. So you no longer have trucks, except you're going to do import. To carry out, you no longer have trucks like that. You can see trucks going through the water, through to the bonded terminals. GMT particularly is right in front of my house, going through like that. So they no longer have to park on the stretch of the road. And you still have the one in Ojo. But when you get to Mile 2 to Apapa, it's like these people ensure that this system sustains so that they continue to make money from it.
There is no other reason.
If they can create GMT, Abule Osun, and they can create the one now in Ojo, in Teddy and Janiki, and then they're targeting Badagry as well, all around along the water. Why are we still having these problems? Why is Apapa prevalent? Why can't they say, okay, we have a state of emergency in Apapa now. Leave the roads. Because a part of the problem is the state of the road. This is a simple business of import and export. If I come in and I don't have business of importing, why am I carrying container there? It's empty truck back I should carry. And moving out should not be hard. Why are we even doing all this war of brigade and all of that? Why? Why is the system like that? Why, if we have a sample that is working, why are we not changing Apapa?
The idea is, you have gotten at it. If it works, there will be nothing for people
to benefit from.
Yes, because it is when you create confusion. Like, people normally want to obey traffic. I used to tell people that we are not too different from other people in the world. You go to US, people obey traffic because they know they will be caught.
Yes.
So you don't even try it. You beat your traffic light, the ticket is waiting for you at home. So you don't need to. So because people are not punished, so those who are obeying the law will be frustrated deliberately
to join the system.
So that when they say bring money, make you pass in the night, in the dead of the night, you will just be to say, look, I cannot continue this stronghead for long. And that thing is so huge. It's only the combination of federal and state. And people may now ask the question, the presidential task force.
What are they doing?
What did they do? They are no longer there now.
Yes.
Of Vice President and Okwefa.
Yes.
You see...
Sir, hold your thoughts. Let me take this call. Good morning, Yakub from Dobemu.
Good morning, Sister Nima. Good morning, Adena.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Prof, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Long time, sir. I'm one of your fans since AIT days. I really love you so much, sir, because of your contribution to this country.
Thank you very much.
You always speak truth to the power. That's what you have just done this morning. In fact, I'm waiting for that profile. You normally back your statement all the time. Because I haven't said that. Sister Nima, I think you were in this studio last week When you brought somebody from that axis to come and explain what is going on there, a guy that's driving tanker, and then the guy made us to know that they always pay, I think, 11,000 naira per truck, if I don't make a mistake.
Yes.
And then you were asking who collected that money. He mentioned the name. Yes. At the end of the day, when they found out that these people collected the money, they denied. In fact, that very particular day, I was so annoyed that you did not give that guy enough time because he was heading to somewhere. You see, all these task force that the government we are setting up, they cannot do anything. You know why? Why? Because after the government goes there, in the first place, when he was elected, he says that he's going to make sure this place is clean up. Fine, all well and good. But Mr. Governor will never tell you at the end of the day when they find out that the people behind it, they were the close allies. Because if they are not close allies to the governor, even though to the federal government as case may be, even to the upper as the case may be, what is going on? They know those people behind those, the powerful people in this country are beyond those things. That is the truth. The corruption is there. Nigerian government will not. We voted for this government because we know that he wanted to fight the corruption. But here we are. The corruption is showing clearly in our faces. Nobody can do anything to that. Call that guy back to this studio next time. The guy has something to say. He has a lot of things to say. Good morning. God bless.
Good morning, Mr. Yakub. Do you have any response?
A quick one on what you said about people. There is one critical aspect that is the truth.
Okay.
Now, those codes, they grant some powerful people exemptions. And say, okay, Nima, I have 10 exemptions. Because she knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody at the top. So they will give her, she's not importing, she's not doing anything. She will now look for, okay, who will I give it to?
To buy.
Now, she may give it to, she may give it to somebody to buy outright, or in most cases, give it to another person. Now, sometimes it happens in the university. You may even, for example, I have one discretionary candidate for admission as a dean or two that I can say, okay, the guy is qualified but did not meet the cutoff. But I want to use the dean's discretion, which is 2. Now, a junior staff will now come to me, and that particular course, I don't have anybody. Now say, okay,
I have somebody.
I have somebody. Whereas, so I will not just give freely. But what do you hear later? You will say that this guy has collected 250,000 for that slot. So some ministers, some people somewhere, they get this code, this passage for commercial, for favor, in cash, or in kind, and give it to some people who will now, of course, multiply it because they must make profit from it. So you now have those lines of the illegal route blossoming.
So we're getting to the root of the matter, but let me take this call. Hassan from Lekki. Good morning, Hassan. Call back.
Please, this issue of Apapa Gridlock is a typical case of corruption fighting back. And anybody that comes there and see the quantum of money going to the private pocket, you will not see them ending up being part of the enemies of Nigeria. We are looking at Apapa Gridlock as just Apapa. It's a national problem.
Yes.
National problem in the sense that this is the gateway of an import-dependent country. The inflation you are all seeing is as a result of that. Because the transporters are collecting higher and higher of more than what they were supposed to collect because of the corruption going on. When the MD of NPA came on this program, I mentioned it to her that what we are seeing here is a case of people abdicating their leadership responsibility. From the NPA to the Minister of Transport, to the Presidency, to the area commander, to the Naval, to the Army, everybody is responsible for this. And we are all suffering for it in Nigeria. So we should go back to the drawing board. That is the issue of Apapa Gridlock. It's corruption. corruption and nothing but corruption. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Hassan.
He said something which I want to quickly not correct. They say it's corruption fighting back. That's not true. This corruption is alive and well. Nobody is fighting it. It's not fighting anybody.
Corruption thriving.
It's on its own. It's alive and well. It's not that it's fighting back.
Corruption untouched.
Untouched.
Okay, sir. We hear all these problems. And for me, it's who is supposed to keep an eye to make sure that even when people are benefiting from the system, I thought the Lagos State Task Force was supposed to do that. Or if I'm wrong, what body is meant to check these corrupt practices and report to who? There has to be a body that would make sure that whatever it is that they are benefiting does not benefit. It benefits that body more to report those who are being corrupt. Is there a body like that? Is that what the Lagos Task Force is meant to do?
Yeah. Let me give you about 3 steps. And for once, I will be diplomatic.
Okay.
You see, initially, the federal government set up the presidential task force with the vice president being the chair, Okwefa being the vice chair, and they selected the people from the forces, navy, and all that to clear. Those people, because it's a task force, it's not a standing committee. It's like an ad hoc solution that, look, set the template, then somebody will run the template. The success was not so good of the Okwefa for some reasons. And that's why I say I will be diplomatic a bit. Or let me say it. I think the vice president's panache weakened along the line. That is, the office of the vice president is powerful because that is as saying the president must be there because it's a ticket.
Yes.
So the idea is if the president is sending his own vice, he is there. So the panache, the figure with which they started, when for whatever reason.
You don't know that reason. Hold your thoughts, sir. Let's quickly take this call. Adeni from Abuja. Good morning, Miss Adeni.
Yeah, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I greet all of you, Nima, Miriam, BC, and the Prof. I want to say this very quickly. If someone like Okwefa that was asked to do a presidential passport job through the office of the vice president could not solve it, and many others who have come, the governor of Lagos State has tried to want to solve it, could not solve it. It means it's beyond everything. The president stepped into that passport, and that passport didn't work. My dear Prof, you know that nobody else solves that problem except the presidency. This racketeering, this cabal, these super people are there just doing what they want to do. And they are not concerned about the Nigerian people. They are not concerned about whether we are facing any national. I do capital all over the country. So I know what I'm saying. I'm a traffic person too myself. So I don't pass. Anytime I come to Lagos, I avoid that thing like a slave. So I see things when Nima talks every day about that place. I just go into some kind of fixable state. The truth is that Nigeria has something. I live the first in myself. I avoided that thing. That nobody can stop the president himself. And you need to call names and you need to shame those who are stopping that thing. Thank you very much. Of course, that was my fault. But I know I can do a very tough man. But you don't stop it. So they will not do it.
Thank you, Mr. Adeni. Thank you for that. Did you get what he said?
Yeah, I heard it. Only 2 things I want to react to.
Okay.
Number 1, Okwefa committee is not a standing committee.
Okay.
It's an ad hoc. Go and lay the template. So the idea was that once you lay it out, somebody should come and run it. And they made the recommendation who should run it. And that is the combination of Lagos State, LASMA, all the forces they have, and the federal government, Nigerian Port Authority, and the joy that Eto was coming on board. We were all excited. Yes. But that's why today I'm not discussing the techniques of how to get it going. Okay, I mean, I can say get Tinubu Park repaired. That is as a holding bay, is a solution. Make sure you have this, you have that. But if you do not tackle the issue of the rackets,
it would not matter.
It will be a waste. And it is doable. It's not as if this thing, because I mentioned 2 instances where if you have somebody that is sufficiently mad, that is sufficiently patriotic, and say, look, and I'm assuring those people who are eating, what they are eating is a small, tiny rat compared with what they will eat. And
when everything works well.
If everything is working well.
Professor, but how do you fight? How do you fight? Because tracing how this corruption is building, we will end up tracing it to leadership one way or the other.
No direct line.
Yeah. So how do you fight leadership when they are at the end of the corruption? Who is that mad person that will challenge the status quo?
No, you see, I'm relying on one little tiny hope that at the presidency, they cannot be happy because we need all the dollars we can get.
Yeah.
So anybody wants an economy to improve. Look, you can't tell me what they are collecting on the road is getting to Buhari. It can't be getting to Buhari. So at that level, I told you of how Obasanjo said, give me a madman. How Gawan said, give me a mad Benjamin Adekunle, the black scorpion.
Maybe there's no madman left.
Exactly.
No, there are. Yeah. There are. Let me tell you, I know many mad men that can do it. But
they will need the backing of...
that is it. It's not just that you are mad. You must have the support. In Yoruba, that one says, somebody who will send you on an errand and stand by you.
Godfather.
Give somebody like Fashola. Fashola will do it. If you say, this is your only assignment.
If you clear those shoes, he can.
He can. So that's why I'm happy I am here, because my objective is to get somebody angry at the level of presidency.
So that they can move.
So that they can get one mad person that is knowledgeable, that will sit everybody. And I've said it. They should not confirm the new MD. They should make it part of his assignment. You don't clear this under 1 month. No, if you have something at stake.
I'm taking you back to task force.
Don't you find questionable how the new MD was picked in the first place as soon as the old MD launched A2 and they made it fail? What were the issues that, why was it impossible for to allow her to continue? Why did they bring him in the first place? And then he comes in, you're looking at the problem, and you're now making a problem legit by approving an account clearly false.
The intrigues of the
office of that.
The removal of the first of all asked her to step aside, then later asked her to go, and there is no substantive appointment for now. I mean, the guy that is acting.
Offense, in fact, against her.
Let me say this: that is high-wire politics. High-wired politics. Yes, somebody stepped on somebody's toes
somewhere,
and that is all. That's
all you need to do.
Sorry, I'm taking you back to the task force. So what are we saying? You said it's an ad hoc committee. Are we saying that it's not needed?
The present task force or the last task force?
The present. You were taking me from the present, from the last to the present. I will need to understand what are they there for now.
Now the Okwefa task force is laying the foundation. The present task force is the implementing.
So are they doing their job? Are they not doing their job? Why are their hands tied?
By their fruits.
You shall know them.
If they are succeeding, we won't be discussing that today. They are not, Fayenka, somebody said he's even from my place. I said, I've not met him personally. But the truth is, whatever he is doing, for example, I told my people when I send them on an errand, go and come back to tell me the report. You know what I mean? How difficult it is. Give me results.
Okay.
Until there is a result from that task force, nothing is being done.
Yes.
Nothing. And the governor should give his essay, Fayenka, a matching order that, look, it means you just don't have the capacity to get it done. Because it is now partly a combination. What of people recommended is what they are trying to implement in addition to Ito. That if you cannot do it, look, there's nothing wrong that, Oga, this job where you send me, I know if you do amo. Then the governor will sit down, and nobody needs to tell the governor that the place is not succeeding. Whoever is deceiving anybody that place is working, then he's a pretender, and he hates this country so much. I repeat, when I saw some of them, that's how I came to know Hassan, that tell your people, do they know that if this thing functions very well, what will be in it? Because, we sometimes work with the Danfo, and Dr. Frederick, who's the commissioner for transport, is a friend. He was teaching part-time, pro bono, free of charge for our students. He was one of the best. Mathematical modeling, transmit modeling is the best brain that I know in this country today.
Wow.
He can do it. He can model it. But that is not even his department now. His department is, the person in charge of that task force is Fayinka. And he is the one that should be giving the matching order. Then, if you cannot do it, you now say, Oga, I know if you do it.
Resign.
The job is heavy.
Essay, that one is a it's a continuous assessment. Sorry, what do they call it? Just a side job.
Yeah.
It's not his job.
It's not his main job. Yeah.
So you can say, look for crazy people who can handle this.
This situation.
You can clean this situation. So
the solution?
Look, the present solution, the number one. The rest, I will just be doing academic exercise.
Calculations.
I will do the academic exercise. The solution is we get somebody that is sufficiently... I mentioned the minister, although they will not, he himself will not want to take it, because being the governor of the place, he will not. But you need somebody of that pedigree who also is knowledgeable, because you don't get a madman that is a fool. He will not mess up the whole thing. Then who will work with a more technical team, but he will be the one to lead, to spearhead the... So that is... And that the federal government, General Buhari, I wish you were younger. I wish it were those days when, you and corruption, you cannot just meet. We are taking time to look back at corruption of 10, 20, 15 years ago. Whereas so do we now want to set up a committee to look at 20 years down the line at corruption that is going on now? So that is my main plank.
So the team the dream team will be president, this crazy mad person, and a technical
that is
team.
it. And that person must report straight to
the president. But do you think the president is very much aware of what is going? Because anytime he's coming into Lagos, they clear that place.
He's aware now.
They clear the place. No, he hasn't experienced it.
No.
You don't have to
come
leave
in,
it.
You came into for a problem you've been reported to, and then you don't see it. Of course, it's corruption. Who clear it? Let me take Facebook messages quickly.
Okay, go ahead.
Olake says, this is disheartening. Corruption and cabal is the problem. The country is finished.
Yes.
I can feel Nima's pain. The country is finished. There's a lot of corruption on the road to Apapa, even with uniformed men.
Yeah.
I've been robbed there several times.
I always feel Nima's pain. I stay within this vicinity, so I know the problems. The traffic is more than gridlock. It's called Liberty Standstill.
Yes.
You can even hardly sleep when this truck move around 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. Tunde says, the Prof is just exposing the base of corruption in Nigeria. It starts from university admissions. Mazi Chukwudi says, let us tell ourselves the truth. All goods must not come through Apapa. That's a fact. Open up other ports in the country, the congestions will disappear. And which is why I said there's a lack of political will. Some of the ports around other areas in the south just need... No! What's his name? Niger Delta Baba that was speaking, what's his name, the other week, against the naval base in Kano. Was talking about the ones that just need dredging. Just
clean it up.
Edwin Clark. Just need dredging. And you need those ports here, not working. Some on it. The road to on it. It just needs proper. And that one is not congested now. Nobody is going to do it as a relief to us in Lagos. Why must we die under stress?
Because the people that need to chop the money do not want that thing to go.
Because the money you're chopping does not translate to growth. And I know, because the governor is watching, that his entire intention is to grow Lagos.
Yes.
If he didn't intend it, there will be no relief for me on the Badagry Expressway now. The relief I'm enjoying so far that I can say, okay, I cut off this side, cut off this side, is because somebody had the will to do it. We need the will.
We do.
What does the president want exactly? Sanitize MPA. The directors and the level of people that are there are failed. Read them off and put new people that will do the work.
I agree with you on
Stop
that.
leaving, just changing the MD and leaving the situation, the problem. So because a new MD comes in, he just quickly fall in line with the people that are already there. And the person that refuses to fall in line, you remove unceremoniously.
Yeah. Prof, we're wrapping up. So what are your final words on this?
Now, you mentioned other ports. Although it's a medium-term solution, the minister has gone there about 2 weeks ago. That worry on and all that, dredging to a particular depth
level
to help. And so that is one solution, because I can't go into the details. But I mean, there are other, Ibadagri too is another port that could relieve. But let me tell you, before that particular solution, I put the nation on alert. Lekki will soon become worse than Apapa.
Yes, so
everybody's
you have refinery there. You have a free trade zone there. You have also no rail.
Only one route in.
Yes.
No rail.
No water use. No nothing. Give us the next 3, 4, 5 years down the road. That place will become another dead end. So
to leave Lagos.
I mentioned alternative. Then 2, quick development of Bola Tinubu, Kapa.
Okay.
Federal government should collaborate with Lagos state government and get it done. If they need to use it for 10 years before they give it back to Lagos, because Lagos is the owner, there must be strong synergy, like they did for the Red Line.
Yes.
And they should now, at the end of the day, ensure that rail gets to the port, and the PPMT or whatever their name, they should enhance their capacity. Then the capacity of the port itself is suspect. It cannot cope now with the but now when you now have that compounded with the issue of corruption, you now have an impossible situation. So the ports should be given to, you see, I like giving deadlines. Look, I'm not being hard on you. Can you do this thing in 2 months? I can do it.
If not,
in fact, write your, like Bank used to do, write your letter of resignation. So I don't need to call you and say you have resigned.
Just go.
Just go. So a critical situation like
needs
that
a critical approach.
You see, this nation cannot get out of our debt because, look, I have a village where they gave me hectares and hectares to do cashew. I said, I no go there. I will not go there because where are you taking it to? So for that, I think if this program is able to annoy somebody and say, okay,
enough,
and embarrass someone.
Yeah.
Enough to do something about it.
That's all.
Thank you so much, Professor Samuel Odewunmi. You have been very insightful. Now we know most of the problems we have concerning Apapa Gridlock and some of the possible solutions that we can begin to explore. If they call you for consultation, would you attend to the government?
Why not? What am I doing? What's my job? You see,
if YouTube are saying everything, they're appreciating
thank you
honesty,
so much.
Prof.
Thank you so much. That's all we can take on the show today. Till we'll come your way again tomorrow. Bye-bye.